How's it going, everybody? Doing a quick pickup vid here today of a PS5 game. I actually filmed this for my other channel, so it has been opened, but I am going to show it again here. This is a PS5 game that I'm extremely excited about. It's my favorite game of all time. It's been remade. You probably know what it is. At this point, I was supposed to get it yesterday. Then Amazon was like, oh, sorry, it's going to come on Friday. And then they are like, wait, it's coming on Wednesday instead. I'm not putting this up Wednesday. Oh, you know what? I could put it up today, actually, if I wanted to throw it up today. Why not? This is going to be a short video, but it is, and I did unwrap it, but it is Silent Hill 2 remake on the PS5. Super pumped to get this. This is my favorite game ever, the original. It's been reviewing well, which is great to see. That people that have been playing it so far, you know, that have already been playing it, loving it, which is so great to see, honestly, because there was I'll admit myself and a lot of hardcore Silent Hill fans were, you're nervous, right? You're like, oh God, it's gonna, if they botch it, it's gonna, you know, for me personally, I would be disappointed and I would voice my opinion and then move on. I wouldn't continue to harp on it, but I would be extremely disappointed. And it's like, to see the reviews were coming out and people were loving it, and then the users, the community starts playing it, they're loving it. It's like, this is what you want to see, you know. And I hope, honestly, I hope Konami remakes some of the other ones, because I don't mind the remakes of older games. It's funny, this generation, this PS5 and the Xbox Series X, whatever it is, and the X is the main one, the S is the digital one, right? It's like, in my opinion, I may have said this in another video on this channel, I think it's been a weak generation. That's my opinion, honestly. It's like, the most hyped I've been is for this, which is a remake, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second part of a remake, you know, like, so I'm getting excited for games that had come out years ago, you know, to play them again, because I feel, in my opinion, they're just not putting out great stuff this generation. There has been some great stuff, but not at a great rate, you know, like even last generation, the PS4 and Xbox One. I just feel like they're not this generation. And, you know, part of that is these big budgets and these games, it takes a long time to make. They're costing $500 million, $2 billion in the case, right, of the rumors of GTA 6. It's wild, you know, and but I'm super pumped to play this. I know they added some stuff, some areas, I think, and some puzzles, and that's cool. So you add some stuff, as long as they don't deviate from the story and make it weird, which apparently they haven't, which is great. You know, it's cool to, you know, I don't mind doing some different things in a game where they add some areas and stuff. That's fine. You want that kind of, because you get some extra stuff and something that's fresh. I mean, it's going to be fresh anyway because it looks brand new, you know, especially this is a PS2 and Xbox game originally. So it's like, now to see it, you know, generations later, and it feels like a fresh game. It's not one of these remasters they put out 6 months later with it's a little up-resed. Little coat of paint, and oh, here's the DLC, and they'll be like, oh, here you go, you know, like, it's the same fucking game, like, come on, get out of here. This at least is a fresh remake, and it might as well be a new game. And for people who never played it, it is a new game, right? It's like remakes, I enjoy most of the time. Remasters to me are just like, no, give me the full experience, especially for games that come out. You know, they remake Final Fantasy VII, a PlayStation era game, you know, this PS2. It's a whole new ball game, right? You know, it's not like, oh, look, here's Sleeping Dogs on the 360. Here it is on the Xbox One remastered, and it freaking looks pretty much the same, you know. I mean, they did it with Last of Us, and then The Last of Us remastered, and then they actually did remake it for the PS5, where graphically it looked a lot better. The Last of Us 2, you know, it's like it's like, what? I guess they am, whatever. I mean, if they're going to make money on it, right, but it sucks. It's like, don't buy it, because then they'll stop. But remakes like this, I haven't played it yet, but this, you know, Resident Evil 2, 3, 4. I mean, 2 and 4 are amazing remakes. 3, I know a lot of people shit on it. I thought it was alright, but it was not as nearly as good as 2 or 4. It was more of an action movie. They took a lot of the survival horror elements out of it, in my opinion, and made it more action, but I enjoyed it well enough, and I didn't pay a lot for it. I think I paid, like, when I was on sale at some point, I paid like $20. But 2 and 4 are incredible. Those remakes are amazing. And even the Resident Evil remake on on the GameCube of the first one was awesome, you know, so. Which is funny because that was a remake literally only a generation later, but the graphical leap was so big that you were just like, oh my god, you know. But like I said, once you hit the HD era, the graphical leaps are there, but it isn't like it used to be, you know, where you're going from where you're going from Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64. You know, you're going from, but that was going from 2D to 3D anyway, so it was going to be huge. But even the Nintendo 64, PlayStation to the PS2, Dreamcast, GameCube, Xbox, there was a sizable leap there. And even 360, PS3 from the Xbox, PS2, and Cube was not at first, but once they started to really, you were like, okay, like Gears of War, Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, you're like, okay, this is a big jump. But I feel like even Xbox, PS4 from the previous generation was a jump, but it wasn't, you weren't like, oh my gosh. Some games still do it, you know, but you'll still be like, oh, that looks amazing graphically. But like I said, you can go back and play those games, and it's like I go play the original Uncharted, and it still looks good. Anyway, sorry. Silent Hill 2, I'm pumped to play this. I will probably be doing a gameplay on this channel as well as my other channel of this. But I'm not going to do one at first. I'm not, like I said in my other channel, I'm not going to throw this on immediately. I want to immerse myself in this game first, and then, you know, I would do a gameplay as I'm playing it and not replaying a part. It would be me going into an area new. But I don't want to do that right out of the gate because I want to kind of immerse myself in the world at first and not have to worry about, oh, I gotta do some commentary and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, Silent Hill 2 Remake, if you got it, let me know how you like it. I'm going to be playing this tonight, and I'm super pumped. But thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.